So today we celebrate the feast of the chair of St. Peter the Apostle. In the readings of today, we do not hear of any chair, but in our day-to-day palace, we hear of the word chair. We have chairmen, we have chairwomen, we have chairpersons, and so on. People who are in responsibility, people who are in authority. And the word cathedral itself, etymologically, has something to do with chair. It is the church where the bishop's chair is. And so, in a sense, the chair is associated with authority. In the readings of today, we do not hear of any chair, but we do hear of keys. There is a connection also between keys and power. There's a connection between keys and authority. And it is interesting what our Lord Jesus Christ says, what Peter says before he is conferred with that authority that we hear about in the gospel of today. It is after he acknowledges our Lord Jesus Christ as the Christ, as the Son of the living God, that he is now given that authority to bind and to unbind, to loose and to tighten. It is through that confession of faith that he is given those keys of heaven. And so there is a very strong link between faith and authority. This just tells us that authority is godly. And that is why even when the disciples at one time get in a wrangle, discussing who amongst themselves is the first, our Lord Jesus Christ said to them, "Do not be like pagans who lord it over others. For you shall serve even when you are in authority." Authority is godly, and our Lord Jesus Christ gives this authority to St. Peter the Apostle because he has a deep knowledge of God. So, our Lord Jesus Christ is confident that this person who is going to be put in charge of the church here on earth on his behalf is godly. He shall rule by faith. He shall not lord it over others, as we hear in the first reading of today, what is encouraged of presbyters. All of us, dear brothers and sisters, in one way or another, carry some authority. And it is an invitation to all of us not to abuse authority. It is an invitation to all of us not to abuse power, because authority, power, in whatever circumstances we may hold it, is something that belongs to God, and it is something that is connected to faith. And we become pagans, we become Satanists when we use authority to manipulate others, when we use authority to get our way, when we use authority to abuse others, because that is not what God intends authority to be for. And so this is an invitation to all of us. Of course, time and again in our workplaces, at our homes, in our families, we might find ourselves under very authoritarian, under very oppressive, under very pagan practicing power structures. And God somehow still protects us. Our life is like a living organism. If it is not taking good care of itself, it somehow, parts of it rot out and new parts grow up to make that organism fully functional once again. And when we find ourselves sometimes in troubled circumstances, under authoritarian thumbs and so on, especially if we cannot do anything in our capacity to get out of that, God still takes care of us.